So from the start of my channel, I've wanted to mix hair dyes and play with dye and stuff, but you know, you have to start somewhere. But this channel is not only for your curiosity, but it is also for mine. Today we're going to be mixing together Periwinkle and Virgin Pink from Arctic Fox. So I think for this video what I'm going to do is in the center of the strands I'm going to mix both dyes equally, like equal parts, and then on the top I'll have the mixed dye but like with a little bit more periwinkle, and on the bottom a little bit more pink, if that makes sense. I've not done this before, like with measurements and everything, so I will let you know as I go, but as of right now that is the plan. Also, I do have these labeled 1 through 9, but that isn't synonymous with hair levels, that's just to keep track of each hair strand. Okay, so I'm gonna put the equal part of Virgin Pink and Periwinkle in the center, like I said, and I did 1/4 of a teaspoon of each. Okay, so on the top of each strand I'm going to be doing the more pink one. So it's 1/2 of a teaspoon of pink and 1/4 of a teaspoon of periwinkle. Alright, so on the ends it's going to be 1/2 of a teaspoon of the periwinkle and then 1/4 of a teaspoon of Virgin Pink. Okay, so I'm gonna let these sit for an hour, then I will wash them out with shampoo, let them dry, and then I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I feel like when I did the dyeing part, it was a lot more easy to tell, at least from my perspective, like the differences. I think the pink dye is a little bit stronger than the periwinkle, which would make sense, but the center equal parts and the top with a little bit more pink I think look really similar. There is a slight more purple, I guess, to the center, but it's very hard to tell. The bottom parts of each swatch though you can tell, and it is pretty purple from my point of view. I think on camera it's not picking up as purple, and I find the most interesting what I find the most interesting is the toned swatch looks super intense and rich in color. I think if you look really closely you can see it on 2 and 3, but I don't think you really see it until number 5. So if you were curious, here is the toned swatch of the Purple Rain from Arctic Fox. I think on the more yellowy swatches, like the blonde ones, the tone is very different. There's much more pink in the Periwinkle Virgin Pink mix than the Purple Rain. It's a lot more similar on the tone swatch, number 9, but it's still got a little bit more pinkness to it. This is the blonde swatch for Purple Rain, which would be equivalent to number 8, but they look relatively similar. And if you were curious about Virgin Pink by itself, this would be it. And this is the toned swatch for Virgin Pink, and this is just like a platinum blonde. So in the toned one you can see it's a lot more cool tone pink, whereas the blonde one is warm toned pink, obviously. I think adding the periwinkle for the center and the top helps to tone out the yellow a little bit, so it gives you more of a true cool tone pink, but there is still a bit of a purple look to it, if that makes sense, at least in person. And then this is the toned swatch for Periwinkle and the blonde swatch. Very different. Okay, so I think it's time that we go into the close-ups.
Would you do anything for me, even though you wouldn't do it for a reason? I would you do anything for me, even though you wouldn't do it for a reason?
If you are considering requesting a dye but you're not sure if maybe I'm gonna do that dye already or something, you can check out the link in the description. I have a Google spreadsheet with my upcoming videos. They do kind of change around a lot because I get a lot of requests, and I try to do dyes with more requests sooner than later, but it does always depend too on like previous dyes and stuff. Yeah, you just keep that in mind, but do feel free to request a dye. The only thing is that I would like it to be cruelty free. I hope this video helped. I hope it satisfied any curiosity you had, and thank you so much for watching.